Hello, what's up? Ali here, and today we are going to transfer files directly from our PC or Android to our PS4. This is very important to those who don't have an external hard drive or just want to have that convenience to transfer files between the two systems. We are going to show you two different methods so that you may choose which one is more convenient for you to use. Let us start off with using an FTP client, and on this video we are going to use FileZilla. If you want to use an Android, there are other similar applications to do the job, and the process is exactly the same, so you may follow the procedure that we are going to use while we use our PC. And for this method, we are going to check the IP address of our PS4. First, we have to activate the jailbreak and make sure on the GoldHen the enable FTP server is checked. Alright, so to check the IP address, here on the network settings, view connection status, and here you will see the IP address, and our IP address is 192.168.18.5. You may also check the IP address here on the system information, and this is our IP address. And once we have our IP address, we may now go back to PC and open our FileZilla. Just enter the IP address here and use the port 2121. Then connect, and you may now be able to transfer our files. On this video, we are going to transfer Final Fantasy 9. And once you have the files, just drag and drop the file in the folder data, right there. Unfortunately, I'm also doing some transferring on my network, so we're just having a very slow transfer rate here, but normally the transfer rate is around 60 Mbps, and you can boost it to at least around 100. There are some configurations that you have to do for you to be able to boost your speed, and soon we are going to make a video for that. And while we are waiting for the transfer, let me just explain the advantages and the disadvantages of using an FTP. With the FTP method, this is the easiest and the simplest way. Unfortunately, it still takes a longer time compared to using the Remote PKG Sender that we are going to show later. And also, you will need twice the data or twice the size of the file that we are going to transfer. For example, we are transferring the file with the size of 5 gig. So we need a free space on our PS4 of 10 gig and higher, because after transferring the files, we are going to install this later. But with FTP, you will encounter less possible issues. Alright, so once the transfer has been completed, we are going back to our PS4, and also make sure to install the other applications that we are going to use to install the file that we have just transferred. And that is our internal PKG installer. So just run this game. Just run this application, and that will do the job of installing the file. So we'll just check it here and wait for it to finish. Alright, so once the installation has been completed, don't forget to also install the DLCs and patches if there are any, because our installer will only install the base game, and the DLC will only be installed after the base game. So you will have to install them manually. But after everything has been completed or has been installed, then you can just run the game. Alright, so you see that it really took a lot of time. I think this 5 gig of files took us around 10 minutes. But with the FTP, you will less likely encounter some errors, unlike the PKG Sender that we are going to use next. The procedure is long, and sometimes you can encounter some errors every once in a while, but we'll try to make it as efficient as possible. Okay, so let us proceed to our next procedure. On our next procedure, we are going to use the Remote PKG Sender. We'll just leave a link of a website on our description to download the file. And once we are here, this is exactly what we need. So the Remote PKG Sender version 2-272 Windows zip. And once you have downloaded the file, just extract the file on your website, on your desktop. And on the extracted folder, this is what we are going to need. Just run the application, and we are going to download more files. Here on the downloads, under miscellaneous, we need this remote package installer. So just click on download to download this file, but unfortunately the last time that I used this, I only got a black screen. So in case this fails, just download Homebrew Store. This is what I did. And from the Homebrew Store, you can search for the remote package installer. So let's go back to our PS4. First, I will show you how to download the remote PKG file from the Homebrew Store. Here on the store groups and on the utility, you will find the remote package installer here. So just download this application and run it on your PS4. Then once it's running, let's go back to our PC. Back with our configuration, on the server IP, click on the drop-down menu and click check here the host. You don't have to worry about picking the wrong host because it will only show here the active one. Then you can just leave the rest and proceed to PS4 configuration. You may enter your IP address here, then click on test connection. You should see here PS4 is accessible. If you found or if you get here an error like PS4 is timed out, that means your remote package installer is not running on the PS4. So make sure that it's running first before we can establish a connection. Once we have established a connection, we may check it here to make sure that everything's running correctly. Okay. Then here on the PKG base path, we are going to enter the source of our PKG. So on our case, we are going to enter the drive that we have our PKGs. So I will choose my hard drive, then my RPG. And once we have established a source here, we can go to server, then reload. Then we are going to see all of the available PKGs on the address that we have placed on the configuration. So if we want to install, let's say, for example, we want to install Final Fantasy 8. Let's search for the Final Fantasy 8. If we have it. We have already here. So we just click on plus sign to install or to put this on our processing center. And here on the processing center, you will see here the PKGs that you have added on our database. There. And if you want to start the transfer, just click on start. You will see here on the PS4, there, the PKG has been added or the transfer has been added and it's already transferring. Then you'll just have to wait for the transfer to complete. All right. So once the transfer has been completed, you can go directly to the game. But again, if you have also transferred some patches or updates, you will have to install them manually because only the base game will be installed automatically, and you will just, or I mean, the updates will have to be followed up. And that's it. You'll see using the remote package sender, it takes a lot of steps to do the whole process. But the good or the advantage of using this method is you have a database where you can just pick the PKGs that you want to install rather than choosing them manually. So you may encounter some errors, but those errors are just either from clicking multiple applications, or having the wrong IP address, or having the wrong destinations of your folder. So just make sure that you follow every steps correctly, and you will be able to transfer your files with minimal errors. And also by doing this, the transfer time is a lot faster compared to just using the FTP. That's it for now. Hopefully I was able to help you. And if ever we have missed some important steps, Or if you have some questions or suggestions, please do let me know on our comment sections and I will definitely address them. And if you found this video helpful, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and see you on the next video. I'm out.